back to another video. I hope you're all well. Super quick intro. My name's Dawn. I'm originally from Manchester, and for 25 years I've been living here in the Netherlands, just on the border of Amsterdam, and I live here with my partner Lawrence, who's South African, and our sons Josh and William, and our little doggy, our old doggy Jack. So you're all very, very welcome, and if you're an OG, a returning viewer, welcome back, guys. I hope you're all well. I'm not going to keep harping on about it, but just to let you know where I'm up to with my health stuff, because if you're if you're new to my channel, if it's the first time stopping by, I've very, very recently, in fact last week, been diagnosed. Sorry, my tripod's better. Well, I was initially diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, and then last week it was confirmed it is now type 1, which obviously I'm born with, but it's been lying dormant in me for 54 years. How am I doing? Not great. My eyesight has deteriorated yet again. So as I'm looking at the camera, you guys, it's just blurry. But strangely, with these are varifocals, so with the distance, that I'm very short-sighted, it's all blurry. But then if I sort of lift it, it's a bit sharper, and then I can see long distance, like I can read car number plates, everything. So I've been told by countless doctors, consultants, etc., it will settle down. It's just all to do with my blood sugar levels in the eyes. Anyway, I'll give you a proper, more in-depth update either later today or probably tomorrow, because this afternoon I'm going for the first time, finally, to see the diabetes nurse. That's part of my, she's going to work with me on a treatment plan, so I'll let you know. Anyway, before I got into all, sorry, one last admin-y kind of thing. Again, thank you. I'm not going to cry. Thank you for all your amazing comments. I can feel you all, you're all cheering me on in the background and telling me it will be okay, and I know it will be okay. I think there was a bit of confusion in last week's vlog, because some people thought that I was still dealing with type 2, but no, it is type 1, which, I can help myself in many ways. Obviously losing weight is one of them, and lifestyle and diet and all the rest of it, but frankly this one's like, it's an autoimmune disease and I can't cure it, but my body can obviously improve to help me live with it. So thank you. Just I keep saying it, but you guys, you're just amazing, and we've had another influx of new subscribers again. I don't know where you're finding me, or some of you have said that you watched Jeanette as well, who's one of my besties, who's Crafty Creations on here. So yeah, just anyway, and thank you for joining me and holding my hand on this journey as we just navigate what's going on. More to come on that when I spoke to the diabetes nurse. But what I wanted to share with you is, in last week's vlog, I'm pretty sure I mentioned that I was expecting a delivery, and I'd had a delivery, and I wanted to share it with you. That delivery was a new pair of summer sandals. I've become a Skechers girl. Now, this is not sponsored. It's not an ad. I'm not paid. Nobody's asking me to do this, but I like when I find products for myself that I think some of you might be interested in, then I share it with you. I've become a real fan of Skechers. I've always had Skechers, like thrown in the closet, the typical black ones, you can go to the gym in. But last year I really became into them. So I've got 3 on rotation at the moment. I've got some really nice white leather sneakers. I've got some nice lightweight fabric, like mesh sneakers, trainers, and then just before Christmas I bought some of their UGG style, and the main reason I'm obsessed with them is it's got this slipping technology where the back of it is rigid, that you can just slide your foot in. You don't have to bend down and do laces or anything, but it's not so rigid that it digs in the back of your heel. Couldn't be further from the truth. Anyway, I was, obviously I've got time on my hands. I'm just sat here. My world has become very, very small, because well, now I can see the TV clearly because, you know, I can see it distant. But, you know, crafting has become, yeah, it's become an ordeal. But I'm going to show you something about that in a second. But I was like, you know, I always leave it to the last minute about getting, you know, like summer sandals or shoes. So I went online. I thought, let me have a quick look. And lo and behold, Skechers. And in the summer, I have terrible, well, not summer, but when it's warm, have really bad water retention and have like wide feet anyway. And they had these sandals in wide fit, but only 2 colours, but they had them in other colours for the regular fit. So, and these are machine washable. So, designed to slip on hands-free. Yes, I've tested it, they do. Step in and go, yeah. And it's got this heel pillow technology to keep your foot, you know, so it doesn't slide around. And they're machine washable. So I'm going to show you. This is, I can't remember the price. I'll just pop them in the drawer on the island. I want to say they were like 60, 70 euro. But these are them. They've got them, this is the wide. So they've got them in a taupe, mushroomy, beige, browny colour. I went for the blacks, it's more versatile, but now I've tried them and I really like them. I'm very tempted to get the taupey colour as well. And then this is this slip-on. So you see, it's, I mean, it's quite, it bends when you put your foot in. It's a bit of movement in it. It's got all this padding cushioning on the back, but because it's quite rigid, literally, you slide your foot in. So, and it's got some elastic on the side, you know, to sort of help, you know, expand the fabric a bit. And I won't undo it because I've actually set it to my size now, so I can just slide in. But this is Velcro, which is called Clitterband in Dutch. So it's got this Velcro on it, and then this nice little triangular detail here. I mean, are they dressy? Not really, but they look nice on. And this isn't too, I've got cankles, so this isn't too high. Sometimes these kind of strap overs, they're too high up my ankle. So, you know, I look like, you know, the elephant. So, yeah, I thought I would share them. So I think I will buy the taupe colour. So, but yeah, I promised to share these with you last week. So I've done that. And then, I'll best not put this on the floor. Just bear with me. Sorry, I didn't want to drop it on the floor because bending down, I'm still very woozy and dizzy, and it's just, I probably won't get back up again. So the other thing, I was thinking, what can I do to just make life a bit more easier? Because this whole eyesight thing could take months to stabilise to the point that I can go and get my eyes tested and know what the actual real prescription is. And I was like thinking, and I thought, do you know what? Maybe like a stand for like a magnifying stand, because I'm doing cross stitch at the moment. Maybe I can show you that in the week. And I've started doing a little bit of crochet. And anyway, I went online and I found this. This is from Amazon. Again, I think it was like 30 euro, and it's this hands-free magnifying glass. This is what it looks like. And then I got 2 smaller magnifying glasses with them, which I can't show you because I've took them out. But they're like these, you remember, I don't know, your grandma always had one lying in a drawer like that. It's in a little pouch and it just sort of slides out. I don't know why you get 2, but I gave one to Lawrence because maybe one's handy if he's doing like little electrical, you know, work, like little screws and stuff. I've shoved one in my craft bag. But this is, ooh, no. Sorry, yes, I know, I'm a big baby. But this is the magnifying glass, and it's can't see where it says it, what the magnification on it is. Sorry, I thought it did say. No, it's quite strong. But anyway, it's not so much about the techie details. I'm just letting you know what it is. So it's like, it comes like this, but this is the clever bit. This comes off, and then, oh, sorry, it comes with this. It was like all sort of gathered up. But this, I don't want to bend it too much, but this is like this bendy wire inside. It's a little bit, it's quite hard to bend. And when I put it on, the distance like hanging around my neck as a pendant was too low down. So Lawrence helped me last night. I mean, I could have done it myself. So I bent it that it kind of sits, let me see if you can see, that it kind of sits a bit, you know, over my shoulders. So, and then you've got this little adapter here, and then you just slot it in. Oops. And then it sits like so. But when I'm sitting back, it sort of tilts up, and then I can press it in, or, you know. Anyway, but the other nice thing is it's got lights on it. So it's got three, I think it's got this warm light, like this bluish light, and then like a natural light or no light. But I've fitted it, so when I'm stood it wants to hang forward, but when I'm sitting down it actually sits, this is like where it sits on me, which is great. You know, I've got my hands free. Obviously gravity's pulling it down now. But yeah, I've not tested it out, but I've fitted it, and I've just held some things in front, and it's like, wow. So even when my eyesight settles down, I'm going to get my use out of this. So I thought I'd share that with you. And then the other thing I bought, some of you OGs will be like, oh gosh, not another tripod saga. Yes, I've got a tripod. This one, there's a little bit of weight into it. It's not as flimsy as other ones I've been buying. It's the same kind of mechanism where it pulls out, and then these, can't show you. Should have done this. This is where your phone gets gripped, and then it pulls out like so. So you can just slot your phone in. And I'm sure, yeah, it rotates. So I can film portrait or landscape, which is great. And then I just splay the feet out. And then this is how it stands. And it's got a remote in it. This is a little remote. I'll show you in a second. But, oh dear, don't say I've got to unscrew something. Yes, here we go. Sorry. I've not even opened it up yet. But wait till you see the height on this. You won't even be able to see it, yeah, just about on camera. So I think it's like 180 high, and it's quite sturdy. I think I'm 176, which is about 5'1", 5 foot or something. So you can see the camera would sit here. And yeah, I've been after a really, really tall camera for ages, because sometimes I just want to film, you know, like, I have to be careful, I don't want to bend it in on itself. But sometimes I just want to film stood, you know, talking and forever looking for things. And it wasn't expensive. I think this was like 20 something euro. And what's nice as well, it tilts, so I can do overhead shots with it. Anyway, this won't be my everyday tripod. The main reason, sorry, I'm just folding it away. The main reason I've been looking for one like this is eventually, sorry, I'm feeling very tired and dizzy now. Eventually, when I can start getting back into my studio, I wanted to start doing more filming in there. You know, when I'm crafting, or, you know, yarn dyeing, or cutting out, or making jewellery, whatever, that, you know, I can film overhead and show you, or, you know, just, that was the intention for this year. Anyway, it will come. Ow, it will come at some point. Just trapped my finger in it. So yeah, the other thing is, this is a little Bluetooth, oh, it should slide out, but it's because I can't see. I'm sorry about this. Well, technically this little gizmo here should slide out, and it's a, I can't get it out. It will do. It's a Bluetooth remote control. How do you turn that off? I don't want it on right now. Yeah. So if I'm stood from afar, I can control the camera, or, you know, take photos or start recording. So yeah, quite happy with this. I mean, obviously I can use it as a day-to-day tripod, because, yeah, but I don't need you know, I don't need, you know, what you stood on. I don't need any more of that kind of height, but I have been looking for a high tripod for a while. Lawrence bought me another tripod a while ago. I've not tested it out yet, but I'm not keen. It's one of those that follows you around, and I'm not, I don't know, I might use it at some point. I just, if I say I need like a gadget, Lawrence is like, oh, he's all over it because he loves gadgets. And often he buys stuff that he likes, not that, you know, it's any use to me, which is a shame, because he bought me a really, really, I mean, really expensive, in the hundreds, vlogging camera a few years ago. And there's a lot of content creators using this camera now. And it was one of these, it's got a little built-in tripod and you can hand hold it. And it's got like 360, and again, it's got, when it follows you around up and down, it's called a gimbal. That's what that's what the technology, the equipment is called, a gimbal. Like, you know, cameraman, if you're watching like a film and then they're doing this kind of shot, or it's shaky and it's still smooth, it's because there's a gimbal in it. It's a bit, it's like, it works like a counterweight. Anyway, it's got everything in it. And I didn't ask for it. And I was horrified when he gave it to me. And the screen, the camera's like that big. I can't see it. I can't operate it. It's so tiny. So I felt terrible. But anyway, he uses it on the boat now and again. But, you know, again, I'll very, very rarely use other people's footage because, you know, if you film a lot or you take a lot of photos, you've got your own camera eye. And a lot of the times when people give me their footage, or, you know, I'm like, you know, I can see I wouldn't have filmed it that way. You know, it's like very subtle things. I'm sure if I did use other people's footage, nobody would notice, but it's just, anyway. So I did say to him a while ago, why don't you just create your own YouTube channel and put all the boat footage? I mean, if you put nice music of it and, you know, just like you know, an hour's footage of just a boat sailing with nice music on it. A lot of people use YouTube, you know, not for the chit chat, but just to have it on in the background. You can glance up now and again, but he wasn't keen on the idea. I think he just likes an excuse to buy new tech. Anyway, right, I'm going to go. I've absolutely exhausted myself talking now. My energy is just, well, I haven't got much at all. And it's 12 o'clock, so I'm going to, Lawrence has just popped out. When he comes back, we'll have some lunch. And then I think I have to leave about 1:30ish for the hospital appointment with the nurse. So anyway, I don't know when it'll be for me, but in a blink of an eye, I'll come back on and I'll tell you how I got on. So see you in a while. Hello, it's Friday. Hopefully you would have seen it on the screen. Kind of left the video a little bit abruptly. I think I started on Tuesday and I ended on Tuesday. And I think I told you I was going to the hospital to see the diabetes nurse for the first time. I think that's where well, half a second ago you would have left me. So, oh gosh, it's just been such a busy week. And that's why I've not filmed. I've been feeling quite awful again. But I'll tell you how it went with the diabetes nurse. So I got there. She's called Yasmine, or Jasmine in English, Yasmine. Oh my gosh, super sweet, nice, very thorough, you know, straight to the point. She's very empathetic, but also quite, yeah, what's the word? Quite, you know, down to business, which I like. You know, then you know where you stand with people like that. Bit of confusion. I was supposed to have been taking my glucose levels every day for 4 times a day. So when I woke up, before lunch, before dinner, before bed. Well, nobody told me this, so she wasn't best pleased about that, not at me. And then we spoke about the monitor, and she was horrified that I had to buy it myself off Amazon. She was really not happy about that. So she gave me a hospital monitor. She said it's more accurate. You know, this is one that we use. And so I was like, okay. And it's all stacked up. And if I need new strips or needles, you know, I get it all through my health insurance. So So as a result of that, she couldn't really see much, like, in terms of treatment plan. But I was there for over an hour. Anyway, she said, went away, spoke to her doctor, come back. She said, right, here's what we're going to do. You're going to leave here now, and then you're going to monitor yourself. So, like, half a day Tuesday and full day Wednesday, and then half a day Thursday, and you come back Thursday afternoon. It's like, right. So I did my results and everything. And in the meantime, she'd ordered me the little patch. I can't show you because I'd have to undress, but it's here. And it's the size, I don't know, in England, is it like a £2 coin? It's not very big. It's a little round thing. I've seen them like they're quite large rectangles, but this is quite intrusive. So anyway, that was delivered to me. So we went yesterday. Lawrence took me, of course, because yeah, my eyesight it's deteriorated again. I mean, I've got my glasses on, but I can't really see. Everything's blurred. I can still see the television, thank goodness. I could, until a few days ago, I could read number plates across the street. I can't read them anymore. But she said, you know, it's normal, and it could just take months, you know, to stabilise. So go with it. As of yet, I've not had to use my magnifying glass, so, but I'm glad I've got it. It makes me feel that I'm, you know, I'm not able to do anything. Anyway, so I went back yesterday and she fitted me with the monitor. Now, this doesn't administer any insulin. It's only for monitoring. And she said, you know, don't, which I kind of knew anyway, but she said the only kind of gospel that you can trust with reading your insulin levels, or your glucose levels, is with the prick test. So she said, if anything is showing like really low or really high on it, well, you're on my phone. I've got an app on my phone that she also has access to, so she can see online how I'm doing. If anything goes, you know, wildly wrong, I'm to do the blood test, and then that's the infinite accurate number. And I did have to check it last night. So yeah, insulin, it's still in discussion. So today, what they're going to do is just, I've had to come off the glycoside, which is the one that's kind of, you know, bumping away at my pancreas. So I have to come off that, which I have done. And she said my levels probably will go higher. They're expecting it. And she said, as long as I don't go over 15, you know, try not to worry. And if I'm feeling really insecure, I can also go back on the glycoside. But they're trying to see now how much function is in my pancreas. So that's why they've reduced that. I understand it. Makes sense. I'm still on the 3 metformin a day. And she said she wants to see me every week. If I'm feeling very insecure, I can go twice a week. I've got several phone numbers, so I can ring, you know, anytime I want. And she explained that if I drop below 4, then that's where you go to the sort of hypo category. So I've got some sugar glucose tablets, or I can have regular cola, or, you know, just something with like fast releasing sugars to just get, and then you'll go in a massive spike, and then it'll come like down, and again, you know, do the prick test. And then if I go over, you know, super high, that's when you go in the hyper category. And that's I keep drinking even more water. I'm drinking so much water. I've got one, I think this is about a litre. I'm drinking like 3 or 4 of these a day. Actually, I'm going to have a slurp now. Quite thirsty today. This is like my fake Stanley. I can't give you the link. I bought this off Amazon. Oh my gosh, it's like a Stanley cup. It's amazing. It keeps my water freezing cold, even to the next day. It's really, I recommend them. Anyway, where was I up to? So yeah, and then I have to hit the emergency, like the accident and emergency, and go straight to them. So I feel quite well taken care of in that respect. Now, the dizziness, she said, that's not, it's highly unlikely it's connected to the diabetes. She said, it sounds like it's your blood pressure. So I've called the doctor this morning, Oh my gosh, they're having a busy day. It was like 40 minutes waiting. But I just stayed on the line. Anyway, explained to the receptionist. I said, what I had to relay. So she said, have you got a heart monitor at home, like the blood pressure? So I said no. She did it at the hospital. Said no, she didn't. So she said, right, I'm going to talk to the doctor. We'll call you back. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. I checked my glucose levels, and indeed, I've not took the glycoside, and it has gone up. So last night, I'm going to talk about a bit crafty and stuff in a minute. So just, I'm telling you, because that's what my life is revolving around. Dealing with diabetes right now. Last night, so the app has got an alarm on it, so if it goes too low or too high, and I think it was like 3 a.m, my phone started doing this beep beep beep, and I woke up, and the monitor was showing that I'd dropped to like 3 point something. It was like 3.8 or 3.9, but I felt okay. And last night, it was also dropping a bit, so I did the prick test. And it was like there was like a 6-point difference. So, for example, if the app told me it was 4.1, it was like 4.6, 4.7. So I was like, do I get up? So I thought, no, just wait and see. So I turned over and I was just dozing, and then it must have been after about about half an hour I checked it again, and indeed it was 5. So, it's all just got to play around with it. And then also it's like, the monitor has to sort of learn, my ways as well. So it seems a really good app. I forget the name of it now, otherwise I'd tell you. So that's where I'm up to. I just hope I don't have any incidents over the weekend. Obviously I'm feeling very insecure about the whole thing. But yeah, at least I feel like I've got more of a safety net under me now. The diet stuff, I've still not spoke to a dietitian. I told the nurse some of the things I've been eating. She said, yeah, really good. But she said, when everything's stable, I can start eating like, normal food within reason. So, if we want to go out for dinner, once in a while, I could still do it, but just obviously, just be a bit mindful of what I'm eating. So I told her what I've been eating. If you're interested, the last few days, breakfast. So yesterday I just had a piece of wholemeal toast, a little bit of butter and peanut butter, because that's like low carb but slow releasing, goodness. So that keeps your body fueled for longer. Today I had 0 fat yogurt, Greek style yogurt, with a small handful of 0 carb or low carb granola. And because that's a bit boring, I put a teaspoon of cocoa powder in, which is 0 everything. You can have that. A bit of cinnamon, ground cinnamon, and half a teaspoon of the sugar that I've shown you in this video. Was it this video or last week? I can't remember. And then, so what I did, I just mixed all the dry ingredients in the bowl, and then I dolloped, a few like 3. It's quite thick and stodgy, but you keep mixing it. Actually, that's quite nice. The little bit of sugar, or fake sugar, helps massively. The last few nights, so Lawrence went out last night, and the boys had football. So it wasn't easy because I'm very dizzy, and I can't see, but I managed to do 2 pieces of wholemeal toast, 2 poached eggs, a crushed avocado, and a little piece of chicken, chicken roll, chicken kip fillet in Dutch. It's like a slice of ham but chicken, and it was really nice. So that was a nice dinner. And then what did I do the night before? So Lawrence pre-cooked me some chicken breasts. And then I've been using that one day I had it like chopped chicken in a wholemeal wrap. Delicious. Can have a bit of truffle mayonnaise. I can make things more tasty. Sorry, that's Lawrence next to me. I can make things more tasty with like dried spices. I've been using like Cajun, just checking the spices haven't got like high sugar or salt content. So I'm using things like, the cinnamon, chili powder, Cajun spice. So, all the sort of dry spices, that can help sort of give you a bit more flavour to your food. Yeah, so also one of the dishes I did with because I don't know if you're interested, but some people said that you would be interested in the kind of food I'm eating. Obviously, when I see a dietitian, I've got more energy. I can start looking at my recipe books. I'm too tired to think straight at the moment. So yeah, the other night I had a little, you get these dry noodles, like they're normally like the egg noodles, like for wok noodles. I've got the wholemeal ones. I had one little dry, cube square of that. So in the freezer, I've got my shopping coming later. I'm stocking up more on freezer stuff. So I've got, because I can't go out, can't see, can't drive, can't walk properly. So just that I've got enough kind of veggie and fruit stuff in. So I had whole wheat noodles, broccoli florets, peas, the chicken, which was already pre-cooked, so it's just warming it up, a little bit of water from the noodles when I strained it, and a tablespoon of peanut butter, and a little bit of garlic powder, and then I just mixed it all, and it was like satay noodle poke bowl kind of thing. Oh my gosh, it was delicious. So not with not much knowledge, I'm kind of I'm eating quite nice food. So the shopping this afternoon, I might show you, maybe I will, I don't know if you're interested, but I've ordered like frozen strawberries, because I can have them. I've got like a frozen blueberries, raspberries, because these are all the things that I can make. I could make like, put it in a pancake or in my yogurt. And then like almond flour, that's not coming from the supermarket. I had to order that from Holland & Barrett. Lawrence was saying the other day, because he pops, in the week we've run low on stuff. And online, half the stuff, the regular stuff I order, it's like out of stock, choose an alternative, but also on the shelf. But then he drives down the road to another, it's not like quite in walking distance. He goes to another supermarket, it's called Hoogvliet, that's the chain. And there it's like everything's stocked up. I stopped shopping at the Hoogvliet when the kids were small, so this is like 15 years ago or more. But it's still stuck in my head because it's a horrible story. I've probably told you this before, but here, I don't know if they do it in England, but I don't recall it. It was the thing when I was little, but when I got older, you just buy pre-sliced bread. I remember my nana, go to the bakery and they'd slice the bread for you. Anyway, here in the supermarkets, they always have a bread counter because, like Dutch, cuisine, we eat a lot of bread, a lot of dairy and a lot of bread. And so you can get like, a loaf, and then you can ask them to slice it in whatever thickness you want. Anyway, so this was before we had the Albert Heijn. I used to shop at the Hoogvliet all the time. We knew some of the staff, and it was nice. Even though it's a big supermarket, it still felt like a community, like a village shop. And then one day I bought this a loaf, I'll never forget, brown bread, and I got home. I'd made the kids sandwiches, and I'd had like a bit off the loaf, and then what was in it? A pink glittery false nail. And it just looked rotten, and it was in the plastic bag. Now, it had to have happened in the shop, but it was already sliced and packaged. But it would have been sliced and packaged in the shop, and it just knocked me sick. Anyway, the way they handled it was disgusting. I took it back, and then I took a photo of it. I took it back, and then some guy on the shop floor said, "Oh, just get another one." And I was like, "Are you kidding me? I don't want to eat from here again." And then that was it. And then I put a complaint in to customer service. I was fuming. And then they said, "Oh, come back to the shop and come to the office, and the manager will speak to you." And I was like, "I don't want to step foot in your shop." Anyway, eventually they offered, I think they gave me it was like a €5 or €10.
€5.
€5, Lawrence is chiming in, €5 gift voucher to spend in their shop, and that was it. I've only ever popped in there on like dire emergencies when we're on the hop running somewhere. It looks nice. I mean, it's different management now, and and it's they've revamped it. It's actually a nice store, but the point I'm saying is I don't shop there because 9 times out of 10 they don't have the brands that we like. Anyway, Lawrence has been popping there quite frequently at the moment because it's so understocked at where we are at the Albertheim. Anyway, I went online and they do a delivery service from there. So I'm thinking, when I'm feeling a bit sort of with it, I might put the time in onto the app and then put an order in and see, or just like place things in the basket to see, how close it matches. And I think it might be a bit cheaper, although the Albertheim always do really good offers. So even though it's one of the more expensive supermarkets, if you shop savvy, you buy things on the bonus, or they do like these, what they call hamster week. Hamsters stuff things in their cheeks. It's like where you can bulk buy things for, and it works out cheaper. And it is quite, good value. Anyway, waffling on. So, yeah, the groceries are coming, and I've got some things. Oh yeah, that's what's telling you. The almond flour is none to be had in the Albertheim or online. So I've ordered that from Holland and Barrett. So these things I can, when I can see and I'm steady and I can, I've got more energy to concentrate on things, maybe I'll start doing a bit of baking. So I've always got like a little sweet treat in, like a brownie or something. So I'm getting there. I mean, it's very, very early days. But anyway, let's talk about the crafty stuff. Because I said I'd show you the cross stitch. In case you're interested. Maybe you're not a crafter, but because I can, without my glasses, I can see, like I can see this is really clear. So this is a craft kit that my mum and Estelle got me at Christmas, and I think it was from Hobbycraft. It's this Trimix cross stitch kit, and it's super cute. How lovely is that? It reminds me of like the old fashioned what you like you'd see in the movies, over the bed with the Home Sweet Home on it. It's very what's the aesthetic, like cottagecore or like homestead, cozy vibes. So anyway, I've actually really enjoyed it. My cross stitch is like kind of, not really fully back, but kind of coming back with a vengeance, and it's bigger than I thought it was. It's absolutely full of mistakes, but I don't care. I'm enjoying it, and I've been cross stitching since I was like 12 or 13, so a long time. And I've done, oh god, hundreds over the years, and I've been off it for many years now, and I turn to it now and again, but this is the kind of, I'm really into it at the moment. I made a rookie mistake because obviously your tension matters, and I'm hoping it might wash out. I'm going to wash it, but this is as far as I've got. Isn't it lovely? Oh, I really, really like it. And then you can see here the blocks, because on the chart it's divided in, can't see it, like I think they're 15 by 15 blocks, and then because it's there was a lot of white here in blocks, so I just did one block, so I didn't have to count. I was like, but anyway, then you can see with the tension, it's fine. I don't care. I mean, what will I do with it? I don't know, but I'm really, really enjoying it. I'm enjoying it because it's like quite a lot of solid colours, so it's not I don't have to keep like changing the thread or that. I think it's very like mindful. So that's what I'm doing with the cross stitch. The other thing I started, if you remember for Advent, my lovely friend Jeanette, in my Advent, she'd I thought I had it here. No, she'd crocheted this, oh my gosh, adorable little, I don't think it's a teddy bear, I don't know what it is, like a little creature. And when she was making it, I'd seen it on a video. Obviously didn't know it was for me, and I just fell in love with it. And I was like, oh, what could I do that's not going to be too taxing on my brain? So I already had this pattern. I think I bought the pattern when she first started making them, and I've just never done anything with them. So I thought, well, let me have a go, and I've really enjoyed it. But I'm just like, I'm stuck now on the fiddly bits. But I'll show you what I've done. I don't know where. Have I got the pattern here anywhere? If I can show you. Maybe, have I? Oh, yes, I have. Jeanette, sorry, Lawrence has got a cough. I don't know if he's coming down with something.
I have not.
No. Yeah, it's called Bunny the Bear. Oh, it is a bear. One Little Bear Who Dreams of Being a Bunny by a designer called Cadito. So she shared it on her channel loads of times. So I printed it off, and it's actually really, really enjoyed it. I think my eyes are I don't know, or are they? I don't know if my eyes are a little bit small. Jeanette used bigger eyes, but they're quite tiny eyes. I actually prefer the bigger eyes Jeanette made. They're a bit more, what's the word, kawaii? Anyway, it doesn't matter. So I've done the body. I didn't use scapiers. I used Elise Cotton Gold, I think. So it's a little slightly thicker than the requirements. Sorry, I'm getting tired now. And I've crocheted both the ears, both the arms and the tail. Can I be bothered to sewing them on? No, I can't. And somewhere, I don't know where it is now, it's in a pile, I've crocheted the hat, but not the bunny ears that go on the hat. And I've just lost the will to assemble them. But I like that I've made everything, so that was nice. So I'm still not doing any knitting. I'm a bit. But then the other thing, I've been thinking about this for a while. I don't know if I've got enough yarn, so I don't know what I'm going to do if I run out. But I've had this in a bag, in a Scapier's tote bag. For, I don't know, I think I started this in 2023. Can I find... If you've been following me for a while, you'll remember this. It's called the Ariana cardigan. Sorry, it's the print's really faint. Designed by Amy Christophers. And I first saw it with, what's Sarah... Oh, what's she called? She's a Dutch YouTuber. It's Sarah. I think that's what her channel's called. I first saw it on Sarah's channel and I fell in love with it. Anyway, I bought the pattern. Oh, was it a free pattern? I can't even remember. I'm sorry. This is the cardigan. And the only thing, I hate sewing granny squares together, but anyway, whatever. The cardigan's lovely. And then this, apart from the yarn, I definitely did buy enough yarn. I definitely did, but where is it? Lord only knows. This entire, look at this, you'll be laughing when you see it. This entire bag is full of granny squares and half grannies. I mean, that's the colour I'm doing. Isn't it lovely? And I didn't write down how many had crocheted. I don't know where the half grannies are. I should put them on like a clip or something. And I think if I remember rightly, I was going to do the ribbing in either that colour or that colour. I think this is probably nicer. But yeah, I brought it down. It's been on a shelf in my craft room. I've got loads of ongoing like whips projects, but I brought it down because I thought, let me just count how many I've made so far and then see what the pattern says. I don't remember if I even marked on the pattern what size I was making. I don't know. I've probably scribbled all this in a book, in a notebook, but I've got hundreds of them lying around, so I'll have to refigure out what size I was thinking I was making in my head, and then count my granny squares, write them on the pattern because obviously the pattern's in the bag. And yeah, I'm thinking, you know, when I feel like it, to do maybe finish that, because I really, really like the cardigan. Anyway, I'm exhausted now. It's very tiring to talk. Nicola came over on, I think it was Wednesday, for a visit. It's the first visitor I've had, well, all year. By my choice. I mean, my friends, even our neighbour next door, wanted to come and see me. But I'm so tired. And anyway, bless her, she said, tell me if you're up to it. And I was like, yeah, you know what? Pop over. And she brought me some tulips, which was really sweet. So that was nice, but it was very tiring. I'm just tired. I think Alison's going to pop over on Monday. If I'm not having a good day Monday, then she's totally understandable. I'm just having to conserve my energy. I am a bit worried about playing around with the medication at the moment, but we've got to start somewhere. So right, I'm going to stop waffling, and I'll be back on in a while. See you in a while. Good morning. I wanted to say Friday. It's not. It's Saturday. I've took my glasses off because they're a waste of time. I can't see. I can see like long distance. Actually, I've not checked the number plate situation today. So I can see the number plates of the cars parked across the street. Actually, they seem a little bit sharper today, but for the rest, they're useless. Anyway, yes, I wanted to tell you. Oh yeah, so yesterday, I went to my GP. It's called a house doctor, because I called them in the morning to say, about the dizziness, and the diabetes nurse is convinced it's linked to the blood pressure medication. Anyway, I went. I saw my doctor. I mean, they squeezed me in last minute, which was really good of them. They are really good. And she's not convinced it is. My blood pressure, she said, it's really good. It's like spot on where it should be, which is really good, because then it means the blood pressure medication is working in that respect. She's not convinced it is the medication. So she's referring me to the Carno. Is in England, it's the ear, nose and throat doctor. So she's emailed me the referral letter. She's checked and she said the waiting times are really good at the moment, so I'll call them on Monday. I'm not convinced it is. And then the other thing, which I'm not thinking straight, so I didn't mention it to her, but I've developed like this, it's like itchy and red around my stomach, like the upper stomach. And I'm like, I haven't, okay, my diet's changed, but not drastically. My washing powder's not changed. Nothing's changed. I've not changed my shower gel. I'm not using moisturizer body lotion. I only tend to use that in the summer, really. TMI. But she said because I couldn't remember when the dizziness started, and she said I think it started before you started the medication. And Lawrence, afterwards I spoke to Lawrence, he said no, he seems to think it started with the medication. Anyway, she said she checked my blood pressure and it's spot on, so that's good. But she said in any case, because I'm now under the care of the internist, like the consultant, she's not allowed to now mess around with my blood pressure medication, because that's all to be taken care of by him. So anyway, I'm seeing my diabetes nurse on Tuesday, so I'll just bring it up with her and see. The doctor said, she's called Maud, which is Maud in English. She said, make sure you get good friends with your diabetes nurse, Dawn. It's important, because they have shortcuts to get to the specialist. That's really sweet. She's so nice. Anyway, so that's what's going on with the whole stuff. Oh yeah, and one other update. I think I told you. Did I tell you? I think I did. That I was stopping with the gliclazide, which is one of the diabetes medication, and it made me so insecure. I've been worrying about it because, yeah, I mean, that's the one that's kind of, really working your pancreas and, yeah, just sort of protecting your kidneys. And anyway, the good news is, I didn't, I've stayed within the same range, which it's good because it means my pancreas is doing its job, which is a massive relief. How long it continues that way, we don't know. I mean, the main thing now is like no stress. I can't be stressed because it'll just set all my, internal system off again. I think that's where I'm up to with that. So the other thing, something came in the post, I think it was in the week, and I mentioned to you a while ago, I think a week or two ago, that I'd ordered these type 2 recipe books. Some of them, not all, but some of them are still kind of applicable to type 1. And then in the week, another book arrived with like this fact sheet with it. And Lawrence said, "What have you ordered?" And I was like, I don't know, but I've been so like off my head. I said, maybe I ordered it and I couldn't remember. And I checked in my Amazon account and I hadn't ordered. And I was like, oh, I don't know. Anyway, I spoke to my sister Estelle yesterday and she said, did you get your delivery? And I was like, oh my God, it was you. It didn't say anything on the note. And because I thought I'd ordered it and I'm not in the right frame of mind to be, it's just, I'm happy if I can just put one foot in front of the other on an hourly basis at this point. I just sort of put it on the side. I said, oh, I'm going to read it now. So I'm going to read that today, have a flick, well, not read, but flick through it. That was really sweet of her. She's such a sweetheart. And then yesterday I had a massive long waffle just to update you all on what's been going on. And then I realised that I was showing you that little, well, it is a bear, a little creature. It looks more like, it reminds me of, who remembers in the Night Garden? William was obsessed with it when he was little. It reminds me of Macapaca. Anyway, if you don't know what I'm on about, Google Macapaca Night Garden. It reminds me of that. But anyway, what I didn't mention is, if you're not a crocheter, Jeanette, who many of you will know, is my bestie. She's actually, she's the one who inspired me to have a go at making one. But she's going to be making them to sell. I don't know when. So if you really want one, I mean, they're adorable. Obviously, I'm not going to make them to sell because, well, yeah, I mean, I can't, it's all I can do to take my medication at the moment. And yeah, I won't, I'm not really, I used to crochet and sell years ago, but it's not my thing. But anyway, forget that. Yeah, so you need to, I think if you go to Etsy and favourite her shop, maybe, and then you have to watch her updates, her vlogs, and probably subscribe to her Instagram account. And then when she's going to start making them, I don't think she's doing it to order. I think what I remember she said was that she was going to make like batches and then say on this day at this time they'll go in my shop kind of thing. So that's cool. Oh, I think she'll do really well with them. They're just adorable, and she's a cracking crocheter. And then also Jeanette is very naughty. She made me cry last night. But I'd seen last night Lawrence was sorting out food for everybody, and normally we have takeaway on a Friday, and I was like, I can't have takeaway. So he said, I'm going to cook you something. But then so I was like, oh, Jeanette's posted a video, so just sat down to watch it. And then I caught the beginning when she said it was her and Tim's wedding anniversary yesterday. As I'm filming this Saturday, it was Friday. And then I had to stop the video because Lawrence needed to go pick up his curry. They don't deliver. So I went, and he said, oh, I said, no, I'm all right. I can stand at the cooker. I don't have to prep anything. It was just stirring things. Anyway, so, and then we were watching stuff. We watched the opening of the Winter Olympic Games, the ceremony. And then we watched Love Island, Guilty Pleasure. It's been really good this season. And then I went to bed. So I watched, I was apping with her and I said, oh, I've saved you up. I'm going to get in bed and watch you later. And then what had she done? She told her viewers about what I've been going through. And then she said, if anybody wants to send me a card or a message, that she'd, she's like kind of collecting things. I was like, oh, I'm not to cry. I'm trying to have a video where I don't cry. She's very naughty. But yeah, I'm just so touched. And I know quite a lot of you, I know a lot of you have been watching, you kind of discovered Jeanette and I at the same time. but I know many of you have come over from her channel, and you know, it's just so that I know I say all the time, but our community is just amazing. And you know, it goes without saying, Jeanette's amazing anyway, we all know it. She's amazing at crafting and she's amazing as a person. But she's my bestie, okay? But yeah, that was really sweet. So I don't know, I went to bed like a bit apprehensive about my blood sugar levels, but I went to bed like, oh, you know, feeling like I'd had another big virtual hug. And I've been chatting, you know, we've been WhatsApping this morning. So yeah, I hope she's got some nice plans today. She said she might, so you have to watch her space, not mine. Yeah, so I think that's where I'm up to now. So yeah, if you are new, thank you for coming over. And you know, I know I keep apologizing about it, it's just kind of, you know, human nature, but you know, I'm sorry, it's just all about my life at the moment. It's all about my health, you know, and I can't, you know, I'm not doing anything exciting. But I hope you enjoyed seeing a little bit of the crafting stuff that I have managed to do. I'm really loving the cross stitch. I put a picture up of it on my Instagram, and a few people had said like they've like returned or rediscovered like old crafts, and you know, you're finding like comfort in that. You know, I said on my Instagram, it's like finding an old, you know, going back to an old friend, and then you know, like asking yourself, why have I, you know, oh, I've left this too long, why did we leave it so long? You know, it feels like that. So yeah, I'm really loving my cross stitch. I'm going to do that today. The boys are both out playing football. Lawrence is going to go and watch one because they're one's at home, one's away, and then I think he'll be home about between 2 and 3. And I did say to him, listen, it's really not healthy for me to be staying indoors, even though I can't see. I mean, I can see a distance, okay. I can't see, like, the camera's blurry now. I'm probably, don't even know if I'm in focus. I don't, I'm definitely not in focus when I see my face. And I said, I think I need to sort of get out. So he said, yeah, sure. So what we might do, depends on how we both feel. I mean, if it's freezing cold, it's very sunny, but it's deceiving, it is cold. You might be too cold, you might be tired, I don't know, you might have things to do, and I might not feel like it, but we might go into our local village, because it's all, I don't even know how the shops survive in our village. It's always dead. It's such a shame. If I had more sort of time and, you know, energy, I'd love to do, you know, like more sort of PR for our village. It's fantastic. Anyway, I'm sure that will come at some point. But so I need to buy Linda a birthday present. It was her birthday in the week, and she's, you know, many of you have met my friend Linda. She's been having a really, really hard time, more so lately, but it was her birthday. And I thought, there's a nice shop in our village that sells things like Linda, you know, it's like right up her street. So I said to Lawrence, maybe we can go there. It's not crowded, it's sunny, and I'm in familiar surroundings. So even though I'm not steady on my feet, you know, Lawrence is with me, and just, you know, maybe half an hour just to sort of have a little walk down the high street. And yeah, anyway, I don't know, if we go, I might film it, we'll see, because if you're new, you haven't seen my village. It's a shame. We've got some really nice old Dutch buildings, and then like brand new monstrosities. We've got a flour mill, a big windmill in the centre. If I go, I'll try and remember to film a little bit for you. And also, gosh, the videos, like the video where I came back, you know, after being away for a couple of weeks, like not away, but away from YouTube. And then I came back and I told you all what was, you know, what I was going through. That video had like over 3,500 views. I was like, what? I don't know what happened there. And then last week's video, I think it's had like nearly 2,000 views. And I'm like astonished. But I haven't got 3,500 subscribers, or, you know, 2,000 subscribers. I have on my old channel that I've abandoned now. But so if you are new, you know, if you've just discovered me and you haven't done so already, please could you subscribe to the channel. It helps my numbers, it helps YouTube, you know, pick up the channel. And also, you know, if there's some topics that other people are going through, you know, maybe my journey is going to help other people, but you know, if YouTube doesn't tell other people that, you know, hey, this Lady Dawn is talking about diabetes, you know, it just won't get out. So if you could do that, that would be amazing. And more importantly, it tells me that you're enjoying spending some of your time with me. So that would be fantastic. If you could do that, I would love that. Thank you so much. Anyway, I'm going to stop waffling. Hopefully, you know, soon I'm going to... Oh, gosh, sorry, I've just got distracted. What are these? These are not mine. These must be the boys. I bought them at Christmas in a stocking filler. I got excited then. They're eye masks. I was like, oh, I'm going to put an eye mask on. I won't steal them, the boys, what they're doing here. Maybe I picked it up by mistake. I've got loads of things from Christmas here just abandoned on my desk. All my crochet books, you know, that I've not... I mean, look, my mum bought me... Mum Style bought me a calendar. I got crochet books. Oh, well, it'll come back. It'll come back. I'm just, you know, I'm not like mega depressed yet. God, I've got loads of nice fabrics as well. What the hell? I don't even remember buying half of this stuff. I bought it over Christmas. Sorry. My crafting will come back, as will my energy, as will, I know, you know, I know things are going to get better. I'm feeling a bit calmer this week, and I'm, you know, I'm feeling optimistic about my pancreas. That's like, you know, that reducing medication, and, you know, my life hasn't fallen apart again. So my blood pressure's good. So, you know, there's always silver linings and things to be grateful for, and that's what I'm grateful for this week. Anyway, I'm going to stop waffling. Should we do the emoji game? Let's have something sunny. If you can find a sun, stick it in the comments, and then I know you've been you're here to the end. If you can't find the emoji sun or something that reminds you of sun, I know you're inventive. Maybe leave the word sun. I'm still not able to reply to comments because I'm very tired, and reading things is exhausting for me. But I'm reading everyone, and you'll get a heart. So no, even if you've written like an essay or a couple of lines, I'm not being rude. I am reading all of them. So, you know, thank you so much. And you know, you're still with me, so you know, that's really good to know. Right, I'm going to stop waffling. Take care. I hope you're all well. Some of you have been sharing that, you know, you're going through difficult times right now, and, you know, health issues and other issues. And, you know, we're not alone. We're all together. And, you know, let's always try and look for the silver lining. I think that's the message of the week. Right, I'm going to go. Take care. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.